Hey, what's up? Welcome and welcome back. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for choosing to share this space with me. Thank you for all that you do to help my messages and videos get out to those who need to hear them the most. I appreciate you so much. I hope you're doing well. I want to do a reading today, but I want to talk about something first. I don't think I'm gonna cry. It's not an emotional thing. I'm just processing something, and I want to share it with you guys. I really want your feedback. I really want to know what you think. So I came home from work and I came across this guy on YouTube that really got me thinking. Um I'm not really sure where to start. Basically, this person is very much a religious person, very much a person that believes in the Bible, very much a person that believes in Jesus as God. I don't find anything wrong with that. I believe everybody has their own path. And he talks about how he was very much into spirituality, but also like very deep into like drugs and other things. This is very Cliff Notes version, okay? Um and how he kept praying for answers and asking for answers, and was one day what he calls filled with the Holy Spirit. And since then has denounced all aspects of spirituality and claims everything is demonic. Now, I personally feel like I am personally leery of anybody who claims to know all the answers, because I feel like the universe is so expansive, and I don't feel like anybody knows all the answers. I feel like we purposely don't know the answers so that we can discover things. It it doesn't really make sense to me why God would send us here as souls in a human body, why God would send us here just to test us, just to see if we choose the right thing, and if we choose wrong, then we're cursed forever. Especially being that, you know, the Bible says that we are imperfect humans, so it just doesn't seem unconditionally loving or fair, to say the least. Um, I've mentioned to you before how I come from a very strong religious background, how I was raised to believe that all of these that everything outside of religion is evil, that everything outside of the Bible is evil. And I guess what he was saying, it made me really uh reevaluate how I got to this place where I am, and why am I in this place. And there's always that religious fear that gets triggered, like what if I'm wrong? But I have to remember that there's a lot that I have taken into account to get to this viewpoint that I'm at. I didn't just take the religious standpoint of things, I take into account people like Carl Jung and Alan Watts and Greg Braden and just metaphysics in general, and how science has proven what the human body is capable of. Now, this person is denouncing these spiritual things, denouncing psychics, denouncing crystals, denouncing the evil eye, saying everything is demonic, yet at the same time is walking up to people and channeling, saying that God gave him the message, and walking up to people and essentially invading their privacy, bringing up personal things to prove that he's connected, and I feel like that's an intrusion. I don't walk up to people and say, "Oh, I have a message from your father." I feel like you don't, you know, you never know how a person might take that. You never know how a person is going to feel about that. You never know if excuse me, you never know if it's a sensitive subject, a traumatizing subject, something that they haven't healed from. People do it. I don't agree with just walking up to people on the street and just reading their energy and saying, "Oh, hey, guess what?" I feel like it's an intrusion. But this person is doing that. This person is doing that in the name of Jesus. And I find that to be contradictory. It's okay. It like he's coming from this standpoint of, I can channel because I know that I am channeling Jesus. But when you, as a psychic holding your crystals, channels, it's all demons. Like, where does that line? How does that line come in? How is it okay for you? And then you get into the whole, was Jesus of the Bible's name actually Jesus? I mean, there are people who are of the school of thought that the name Jesus is actually the name of a demon, and Yeshua is the real name of the man that walked on this earth. That Jesus isn't even the actual name. That the actual name was rewritten. So I just find it very bold for a person to walk up to others and say, "I'm right and you're wrong, and you need to do it my way or you're going to hell." That doesn't maybe I'm wrong right now. Maybe I am not seeing things clearly. Maybe my perception is twisted. Maybe the crystals got to my head. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. But there's so much I feel about the Bible that we don't know. There's so many books of the Bible that were left out. There's so many translations of the Bible from the time it was written to now. The actual Bible, was it meant to be a Bible? Was it meant to be worshiped when it was first written? Or or were these original texts taken out of context, religion created around them in order to control. It's very easy for religious people to denounce what indigenous people did. Do I believe in sacrifices and human sacrifices and things of this sort? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I believe everybody has a connection to the spirit world. I believe everybody is able to access it. And to say that the practices of certain indigenous people is just all demonic is like, I don't know. Like I said, I don't believe any one person has all the answers. And I have my doubts when someone comes to me and says, I have the truth. I don't think I have the truth. I only have the information that I've collected up until this point that makes sense to me. And I'm not telling you that you have to believe it my way. If you are a religious person, that's fine with me. I don't care. I disagree with somebody saying you have to do it this way or else. Are there consequences for our actions? Yes. You go around murdering people, stealing from people, doing there's one thing that this person mentioned is that we have a moral code written in our hearts, and I can agree with that. I can absolutely agree with that. There's a moral code we come in here with, where that even as children, we know when something just doesn't feel right. We know when something is wrong. We know when something goes against our spirit, goes against our heart, goes against what we were created for, why we're here. I believe that. I believe that we all have that moral code, or we're born with it. What happens to it along the way for some people, I don't know. But I'm not responsible for what you do in your life. And to say, do this or else, it hits me the wrong way. Now, one thing that he did say that got me thinking was the thing about crystals or the evil eye. He mentions it's a matter of putting faith in things as opposed to God. And I had to ask myself, am I doing that? Am I still, in a sense, living in fear, living in superstition, feeling like I need to wear this to protect myself? I need to wear this to protect myself. I need these to harness or embody the energy that I want to harness or embody. When in reality, law of attraction says that you create what you believe, right? So it's a whole weird mess. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if a person believes this is evil, it's going to be evil. If a person believes this is protecting them, it's going to protect them, right? But is it a matter of putting faith in something outside of myself? Putting faith in things instead of God? Instead of just trusting that I am protected? Instead of just believing that I am protected, do I need these extra measures? I trust I'm protected, but I still lock my front door at night. I trust I'm protected, but I still take the necessary measures, right? So when I lock my front door at night, am I putting my faith in the lock? Am I taking my belief away from God and putting it in the lock that's on my front door? Just really kind of like made me question myself, and not in a negative way, which is surprising to me, because a lot of times when religion comes at me in that way, I want to undermine everything, and that's it. That's it. This guy says everything's evil. I'm going to throw everything out, and that's not it. It's like I've explained to you guys before, the crystals. I don't have crystals memorized. I don't have, oh, this means that, this means that, this means that, this mean. I don't have them memorized like that. They feel ancient to me. They feel like they have a song. They feel like creation to me. They feel alive. That's what I like about my crystals. Am I saying all these crystals on my desk are keeping me safe? No. I like it. I like the energy. And some people might say, well, what does that mean? What does that mean? I'm comfortable with demons? I don't believe there are any in these. But everything is about perspective, right? When you look at law of attraction, and when you look at metaphysics, everything is about your perception. Everything is about belief. So maybe because this guy believes all this stuff is evil, it has all been evil. My prayers are more powerful, I feel, than anything physical. And before I put my faith in anything that I have, I am praying. I pray every day. And some people will say, oh, spirit guides. What are spirit guides? Spirit guides are just demons. Like, the thing about it is, how can people be so quick to label this and that? I mean, I understand there is blatant there's blatant Satan worship. Okay, there are people that will blatantly and openly and proudly say that's their god, that's who they worship, and they will make it clear. But when it comes to the gray area, I don't know. The world I see is not so black and white, and maybe that's because I was traumatized by a black and white world. This is good and that is bad, and this is good and that is bad, and they are good and they are bad. Do you want to talk about Jesus or Yeshua and the man he was on earth? He did not discriminate. He did not give people labels. And again, to say that the modern day Bible is the end all be all in itself is prideful and egotistical. To say this is the absolute, this is the rule book. Who says that that's the rule book? I believe even without the Bible, we have a moral compass for the most part. I have a moral compass. And it's not to one up anybody. It's not to be better than anybody, but it's strictly based on my passion to be a better person every day, to know better and do better, to help people that I can help, to support people that I can support. That's it. I have no ill intentions. So to say that because I have crystals or because I wear this amulet, I am inherently evil and I will go to hell. And to know that with this absoluteness, with this you're right and I'm wrong perspective, it feels off to me. How does it feel to you? That's what I really want to know. I probably should have went live so that I could get your interactions, but you guys are really good at commenting, and I know you'll let me know how you feel. I just think I don't know. Like I said in the beginning, there are so many rabbit holes to this reality. There are so many rabbit holes to what things are. And I feel like we really touch on them together on this channel, and that's what I love about it. I love how open-minded you guys are and how I can express myself and you're with me. I could talk about God, I could talk about Jesus, I could talk about aliens, I could talk about anything, and you guys are like, yes, let's talk about it. And I love that. That's why I wanted to come on here and talk to you about this. And I don't really know the point of what I'm saying. I guess the major question that I was brought to was, am I still living in fear by wearing this? Am I still living in fear by putting the evil eye symbol on my videos? Am I? But that spiritual attack that I went through years ago, 2 years ago exactly, to the day. This is the anniversary. You can say that my spirit guides are just demons. You can say that my spirit team is just demons. You can say that. But let me tell you something. They saved me. They saved me from something very dark. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my spirit team, my ancestors, what I believe is a group watching out for me and loving me. I wouldn't have made it through that. I know that. And not only that, but after that, there was a whole cleansing process that I did. And I thought about just throwing everything away, just get rid of all of it. I don't know what's real anymore. It's done. I don't want to talk to guides. I don't want to talk to anyone or anything. It's just me. I'm on my own, but that's not true. That's not true. And when I did readings on my other channel, let's say no. When I did readings on my other channel, there was a difference between the energy I was picking up on without that little evil eye in the corner over there and the energy I pick up on now. I could feel before, I could feel certain energies being sent towards me. I could feel the paranoia energies. I could feel the fearful energies. I could feel that being sent towards me. That little symbol, the corner of my videos, has made a huge difference in my readings. Is that because I believe it does? Because it actually does something. Because it actually has an energetic code of protection in it. I find it very I find it very hypocritical and a little egotistical for people to say, anyone who uses tools, let's call it, is bad. Anyone who channels using tarot, or anyone who channels using charms, or anyone who channels outside of religion is bad. But there are just as many people on YouTube prophesying and saying, God spoke to me, God told me this, God told me that, God told me to warn you, God told me. There are plenty of people doing that. It's okay for them to channel, but not the spiritual side of things. It's okay to claim to channel God in the name of religion, but there's no way that you, tarot card reader, are contacting the Most High because you are not doing it in the name of Jesus. Yet, I don't talk about who I connect with, who I pray to. I'm very aware of Christ's energy. I think it's hypocritical. It would be like me saying, if you're not using tarot, or if you're not holding crystals, or if you're not praying a certain way or doing a certain thing, then there's no way you're channeling the light. At the end of the day, it's like I always say, there's light and dark in everything. There's good and bad in everything. Are there people purely channeling God? Is God even outside of us? Are there people purely channeling the Most High? And are there people who think they are? Are there people in the tarot community channeling the Most High? And are there people who just think they are? Are there people misguiding others and instilling fear in others in the name of religion? Are there people in the spiritual community misguiding others and instilling fear in others in the name of the Most High? There's light and dark in everything. And I guess what I'm saying in conclusion is it's all about intention at the end of the day, right? Everything is about intention. And I've spoken to you guys so many times about the thoughts and knowing the difference between the energies. Knowing the difference between the energies. Knowing the difference between messages that want to tell other people what to do. I don't believe we're here to judge anybody else's path. I might not agree with what you do. It might not be for me, but it's not my job to judge you. And it's crazy because this morning, actually all day, the concept that we are all one and we are really God experiencing itself in different forms, whether it be animals or trees or plants or other people. That idea has been on my mind all day, and I've been really ingesting it and really looking at other people and coming from a place, being able to come from a different place when I look at other people. It's like, it's a really, like, all day I've been in this pure non-judgment energy where anyone that I've been looking at has been like, I can't even hate on that. You're me. You're me choosing to have a different experience. You know, I'm looking at the little old ladies in the store that are like 95 years old, like looking at that's me choosing to have a different experience. We're all on a different path. And I saw a meme years and years ago, and it's like, there's no one way up the mountain. There's all different ways up the mountain. And the only one who's doing it wrong is the one running around and around and around the mountain, telling everybody else that they're doing it wrong. Something to that effect. If I can find it, I will post it. If we are all one and we are all a piece of God, and we are all just experiencing different aspects of each other and reflecting back to each other what it is that you're showing me what I need to learn. I'm showing you what you need to learn. We're just having this expansive, amazing experience. Then who is anybody to turn around, and say, if you don't do it this way, you're wrong? Are there people into, like, trying to manipulate other people's free wills? Yes. And that's the thing. That's what lies beneath the surface, is that there are a lot of people, just like in spirituality, there are people doing things in the dark and using spell works and doing all kinds of weird shit to manipulate the free will of other people for their own selfish gain, right? But there are also people within religion trying to force their will on other people, trying to force their viewpoint on other people, trying to convince you your way is wrong. It's still a method of manipulating another's free will. To say, you're not supposed to do that. You can't do that. Shame on you. You're going to go to hell. It's just, a lot of evil, a lot of blood has been shed in the name of God. And people forget that. A lot of blood has been shed in the name of I'm right and you're wrong. I have the right way. Your way is wrong. And I feel I've been chosen by God to execute judgment upon you. I feel like the only thing wrong is judgment. Because I am you and you are me. And we are just fraction of the whole, experiencing itself. And anything that I've read, I don't have it memorized. I don't have a photographic memory. But I'm sure that, I know that metaphysics, science has proven this force that we all possess. This force that exists in every living being. It exists in everything. And not only that, but this, none of this, we think it's tangible, but it's all empty space. It's all creation. Anyone who says that they've got it all figured out just got a lot to learn, I think. I'll never sit up here and tell you I have all the answers. I'm constantly discovering more about myself and more about my perspective of the universe. It's like I said, there's rabbit holes everywhere. And I feel like to say that one book, one belief is the way we're all supposed to live, it just doesn't seem fair. Just like the school system, they teach all the kids the same way. And then the kids that don't learn like that get marked as special ed, as slow, as less intelligent. And half the time, they're more intelligent than anybody else in the class, and they're not learning because they're bored. But they decide to teach everybody one way. And if you can't learn this way, if you can't pass your tests this way, the way that I taught you, there's a problem with you, not me. And I disagree with that on small scale to the largest scale of all. There's a moral compass we've all been instilled with, and I feel like that's the only thing that's important. And even that, at the end of the day, if people don't want to follow that, if they say, fuck a moral compass, that's their journey. It's still myself expressing itself in another form. How is how is God going to experience all aspects and possibilities of itself if all it ever does is good? I don't know. Thank you for letting me ramble. Thank you for letting me really get that out. I was feeling a lot like I just felt like I needed that. And thank you for listening. I hope some of that made sense to somebody. We're at 40 minutes. If you're still with me, you are a real one, and I appreciate the fuck out of you. Seriously. I love your comments. I love your likes. I love everything. I love hearing from you guys. I love your participation, and I appreciate you so much. Um yeah, let me know what you think. Am I off base? Am I making sense? Am I'm not looking just for people to agree with me. That's not it. Like I said, I always want to take in different perspectives. And so yeah, I just felt like sharing that. I'm not sure if I'm going to get into a reading tonight or tomorrow, but I'll probably do one. That whole thing made me think, "Oh my god, maybe I shouldn't do readings." And I had to reel it in. I had to reel it in, and this helped me really do that. So, thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here with me. As always, thank you. I'll catch you guys on the next one. You're beautiful. I love you.